Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Mr. Vincent. How are you, sir?
I am here. I am awake.
I am the same. I will tell you that I spent the last 2 days, so Tuesday into Wednesday, all day Wednesday, at NHAR Leadership Symposium, which was
No.
actually a phenomenal class. Yeah, it's all about leadership and how to be a better leader at your board level, but you can break it down to obviously the realtor level as far as like how to set expectations, as a leader and as like an agent. So Bill Weidecker ran it.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Weidecker is he's an OP over in our Keller Williams metro area. Bill's very, very involved in the state level of the National Association of Realtors. So to go over there and spend a day and a half over there was just really, really great. My board sent me over, which was awesome. And we had a bunch of KWers in there. I was happy to see that we had some from the metro area. We had our very own Krista Karn in there. We had
Yeah.
our Randy Snelling there was also with me. So, I mean, just having more involvement at the state and local level of your boards was really cool to see some Keller Williams agents stepping up, which was awesome.
So it was the KW mob.
It was the KW mob. I love that.
So, anything interesting come out of that?
Well, yeah, I mean, leadership symposium's always good. They're talking about, obviously, you get to spend. I had dinner with Bobby Quinn, who is the CEO for NHAR, and he was talking a lot about the House bills coming on. So, like short-term rentals up in North Conway, they're really talking a lot about that right now. There's a lot of talk about new construction and easing up on some of the red tape as far as approving subdivisions and affordable housing projects in the state. Of
I
course, the
like
Senate
that.
just ripped
That's a
up.
great thing to hear.
Yeah, one bill made it up to the Senate floor, and they kind of shredded some stuff off of it, which I'm not too. There's a few things I don't like, but all in all, I'm not too worried about what they did get rid of, because what they get rid of was a lot of the fat. The meat's still there. You know what I mean? But I like to see that New Hampshire, as an entire state, is really trying to do a lot more to try to help the housing, issue that we have now. I know when I talk about that, I'm not talking about the listings, right? I know we're super listing light in the state. We're talking about affordable housing.
Right.
We're talking about the ability for builders to go out build houses that are actually affordable for developers to own and rent, right? I mean, we see these buildings going up 7, 8, $13 million buildings going up. Well, you got to look at the other side of that. There is an investor and or owner that says, well, I got to recoup my money, right? So I've got 40 apartments. Well, I want $4,000 a month. So, the state steps in and they start giving tax breaks, and they start giving, obviously waivers of permit fees and impact fees and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of stuff that's coming out of the states really trying to do as far as that, and land subdivisions, which obviously is my jam. It's something that I'm really passionate about. I'm glad to see the states getting involved. New Hampshire Association of Builders are really involved in this movement. So along with NHAR. So, I mean, if you guys are or want to get into the new construction agent mode, my suggestion is obviously join. I would join New Hampshire, the KW Land and Ranch, and then I would also join the New Hampshire Association of Builders. It's not just
KW
builders.
Land and Ranch and KW
Yep.
Builders, New Hampshire Builders.
No,
What'd you say?
New Hampshire Association of Builders.
New Hampshire
I
Association
do
of
believe
Builders.
Gary is going to push out a KW new home program. I've heard about it. I heard it at local levels. You're going to probably see something nationally come out soon. And I want to get in Nathan's ear about it, because I'd like us to be heading up the New England version of it. Obviously, we have a little bit of a connection with a phenomenal OP and the DR of New England. So
yeah. So here's some questions for you. We're gonna get to the schedule in a minute, because this topic, especially in this market, I think there's a lot of questions, a lot of things to talk about. I can only approach it as a consumer, and so when I ask questions of people like yourself who are deeply embedded in what's going on at the what will be next phase, what's coming. So as a homeowner myself, let's say, and I know that there's a lot of talk about people who are afraid to sell. Their fear, just put it right on the table. They're afraid to sell because they don't know where they're going to go. And there's been a lot of talk, Gary's shirt buy dirt, that whole thing about construction, and let's make a market. Let's make a market for these people. Where are we, in your professional opinion, about if you were talking to someone that said, I don't want to sell because I'm afraid I won't have a place to go to? Is it financially viable? Is there any equation between buying an existing home and building a new? And are they taking down those barriers to increase the speed?
So they are going to try to take down the barriers to increase the speed. The unfortunate part is that it's still, according to local town law, if you're going to do a subdivision, it's still 3 meetings, and it's the first Tuesday every month. So you got 3 months before you even get, whether it's a major subdivision, which is anything over 3 lots, or a minor in New Hampshire, which is anything under 3 lots, or the 3-5 rule in Maine. It still requires 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So once you get, so I go in front of the town today as Westcott developer. Right. So it's April 1st, we'll say. So I'll get the April meeting in, I'll get the May, and then the June. June, they gave me their blessing, or they say, hey, we want you to correct some more stuff, change some stuff up. And let's be honest, the towns, if anyone's ever been into a Roberts Rule meeting, they don't go smooth, right?
No, they don't.
So there's always somebody that wants something different, or a butter or something like that. So you're not building your road till September. You're looking at 6 months to build. So you're not building houses till next spring.
Okay.
Right. Which I get that this is a little bit of a delay, but it's better than what we had before. And it's at least an improvement. Now, the other thing that we're talking about is, how do I get a listing out of, how do I get somebody to list their property with nowhere to go? I mean, the first thing that we want to be talking about is suitable housing clauses. We have great ones at the state level. We have great ones within the brokerage. If you guys need them, reach out. And I know that that's becoming a kind of a dead horse. A lot of the agents are doing that. So what's happening now is rent backs and lease backs. Mm-hmm. They are okay to do. And we are going to have a long conversation. I'm going to try to set something up with me and Jen Vashon talking about this at a higher level. We need to understand that as agents, the minute we start talking lease backs or licensing agreements or whatever kind of situation we're going to put our client into, the reality is, we are at the closing. The consummation is what it's really called. We, Keller Williams Coastal Lakes and Mountain, and the agent are out. It's over. The unfortunate part is we have a post-closing documentation going on where the buyer now becomes the landlord. Mm-hmm. New Hampshire and Maine both are very, very, very tenant heavy when it comes to the law. So we have to worry about loans. So if Robert's going to buy a VA loan, he's going to use a VA loan or an FHA loan, or maybe a 3.5% down conventional. Typically, those are 30, 60, 90 days. You have to own occupy by the contract law.
Oh, okay.
By the banking. So at 90 days, the banks drive by. And yes, they drive by. Now, does Brad Kelly go drive by houses? No. Typically what happens is the insurance provider who puts insurance on the property goes out and does it, because they have to report back to the lien holder. And they say Robert Vincent doesn't live there. The bank has the right to then call in the note. When the bank calls in said note, when the bank calls in said note, and the landlord, your buyer, is now facing a $400,000 call in, who do you think they're going to blame? Because we didn't know that. We put them in a 6-month lease when we shouldn't have done that.
Right.
So, we always put up there that ignorance to the law is not okay. Right. And I always say that, I usually pull out all my real estate licenses, and I say that when you go to the commission, you hold those up and you're supposed to know. You can't go to your dentist and be like, hey, I want to get a root canal. They do it. It screws up. And he goes, well, I didn't know. It was my first time ever doing it. You're a dentist. You're supposed to know. Yeah. So, and if you don't know, reach out. That's what we are here for as the brokerage. You got Jen, you have me, you have Nathan. Obviously we go in the order of me first, Jen second, and hopefully you never get to Nate, because if you do, it's really deep. So we try to stop that. But that's kind of what's going on right now with the lease back agreements and trying to get that log. Nathan's calling it the dam log, like, pull the one log out, the dam will break. I feel like that's what's going to happen in this spring market. We really need to see that. Inventory is still super low across the state. That's it's not a local thing, it's a state thing. It's actually through New England. But we got to continue to ask people, do they want to right size? Right, because maybe somebody wants to get rid of their colonial to go to a smaller home. Maybe somebody wants to go to that 55 plus community. You know what I mean? Like, look at Robert looking around.
I'm in a colonial.
Yeah, and if that's your jam, like if you're trying to get those 4 and 5 bedroom homes for your client, look at the options that are out there for a possible right size, as Tim likes to call it. You know what I mean? And go that route. But suitable housing clause, lease backs, rent backs, they're all there. We just have to be very clear. We need to read these forms, be very clear that we explain these to the sellers before we go down the road of doing it. And then all of a sudden they read them, and I call it after the fact, after they're under agreement. And then they're calling us really upset. Yeah. Because they didn't, get it. And if you guys need help with any of these forms, we do go over them in contract class. And I get it. By the time we go over it again, it's going to be 5 weeks from now. Pull one up. The lease agreement is under the KWCLM forms. Like, pull these things out, read them. Don't just be the order filler that knows what goes in the blanks. Know where everything goes. And if you have any questions, reach out. We are always here to. We are on tomorrow. Back to basics. We are on Mondays. Ask the Broker. Tonight, come on tonight. Night school, 6 o'clock. Yeah. I have no problems going over everything with everybody. So, but that's kind of where it is. And again, it's our responsibility to know the law, which brings me to my next topic: knowing the law. Right. So here we go. Who received an email yesterday from the New Hampshire Real Estate Commission?
Are you talking about the one with the fraud thing? Or are you talking about something else?
Well, there's that too, but no, we're going to talk about post licensing. We're going to talk about renewing your license.
Gotcha.
So everybody that's and there's a reason. Robert's never held a real estate license in the state of New Hampshire.
There's a reason.
Anybody that holds a real estate license currently, I don't care if you've been in the business 1 day or 20 years, right? I'm a 20-year agent. I got it too. Everybody got it. The reason that everyone got it was a few reasons. One, it's for knowledge. It's so that we can help the newer agents out. It's falling under RSA 4301. So our RSA 4301 is basically stating that when a new licensee renews their license and you received your license after February 23rd of 2020, right? So if I got my license February 24th, 2020, or up till yesterday, you are responsible for this class. You have to take a post-licensing class. It's a 4-topic class. You have to do it either live or on Zoom. You cannot do it through a book, right? So if you're going to renew your license, you have to have your core plus this. Right? If you're a new licensee, this also comes in if you're a reciprocated license. So if you were in Maine for 10 years and you came to New Hampshire and you got your license, it is your first New Hampshire license. It is required. Okay. It is not required for a broker. So if you're a reciprocal broker from Maine, so if you're in Maine, you're a broker, you came over here, became an associate broker, managing broker. And then you said, okay, now I need to do this. And according to New Hampshire, I just got my license in April of last year. You do not need to do it. It is for salespersons only. Now, I know for a fact Shannon Aldridge teaches this at a very high level in her licensing class. I know a lot of agents are getting really upset because here it is now. They have to renew their license, right? Because we're past the February mark. We're now kind of into the meat and potatoes of it, meaning that we're starting to see now agents being like, oh, I gotta renew. There was some information from what I understand that went out where you could take a class online or something. That is not correct. So people are now sending all their stuff into the state and the state's getting back to them saying, this is not the right documentation. The other issue that I want to bring up to you guys is that we are under the OPLC. Okay, now OPLC is the licensing board now of the state of New Hampshire. We've been with OPLC for a few years now. For anybody, it's barbers, it's dentists, it's hygienists, it's lawyers, doctors. Everybody falls under OPLC. Occupational Professional Licensing Certification or something like that. Don't quote me on that. That might not be right. With OPLC,
it's etched in stone. I've written it down. If you're wrong, so we'll let you know.
With OPLC, what happened was, and the only reason why I know this at a pretty decent level is I do go to the Real Estate Commission hearings, and I do go every, the third Tuesday of every month. Me and Jen go up. I know that there's a gentleman that left, Rick Whistler, just to break this down. He left. Rick was like the mecca of the Real Estate Commission. Been there 100 years, knew everybody, knew the rules, knew the codes, knew the movement. Rick retired. And in the meantime, the lady that was below Rick went to another department. So then they brought up this lady named Bobby Mayo. Great lady. Bobby's very, very, very versed in the New Hampshire stuff. But we've lost 2 people on the real estate side, which they are looking to replace. So they're a little understaffed at OPLC. Because OPLC also lost a few people in appraisal boards, right? They also lost a few people in barbering, cosmetology. A lot of people retired from the state. So they're trying to scramble and get people into these levels and train them because this is licensing. There's a lot of moving parts, right? Nobody wants to read the RSA laws. So we need to have a little bit of grace with the Real Estate Commission for 2 folds. 1, because it's the right thing to do. 2, if you ever go up there and they know that you're the person that was calling, harassing them and dropping F-bombs, they may not love you so much.
Yeah,
So
your name's gonna be on the wall.
yeah, so the big issue here is I get it. I totally understand where agents are coming from. There might be a delay in your business. You may go lapsed,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is for all active and inactive licensees.
Yep.
So if you're in the holding company, which most people are not hearing that, but we have a holding company, you still have to do this program.
Mm-hmm.
It's under training, right? Let's be honest. Not everybody gets the training that we offer here at KWCLM
Mm-hmm.
as a statewide. So the local board, the OPLC and the Real Estate Commission has come together and put this in play back in February 2020. Like, this is not new. This has been around a while. And I know that they teach this, and this is one of those things where your license, said with love, is kind of your responsibility.
No,
You
yeah,
know,
kinda. I think
yeah,
it would fall under
it's the
yes,
one
it
thing that you
is.
take. Yeah, well, you leave a brokerage or the business, you get to keep your license, right? You don't get to
Mm-hmm.
keep your KW email. I get
Mm-hmm.
that, but at the end of the day, like, this is the responsibility that you have, and this is what they teach at the real estate schools. I mean, I have to take 21 hours of class as a broker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's one of those things that you just got to understand that it, Nathan once said to me years ago, anything that happens to you is your responsibility, whether you meant it to happen or not, right?
Yep.
So Shannon is offering these classes. She put it on the Facebook page. Now, don't quote me on this, but it's April 7th and April 14th. April 7th is a wonderful day. It's a week from today. It's my
a week
birthday.
and yeah, oh my gosh. Tomorrow's
Yeah.
April 1st. Unbelievable.
Tomorrow's April 1st, yeah. And this is not an April Fool's joke. I'm coming to you guys live and with the truths right now. So, Shannon is offering the classes. Now, if you guys are in lull, what do I mean by that? Your license expired yesterday and you haven't taken these classes, or you've taken the classes that are not the right ones, please, with grace, it is not the OPLC's fault. It is not the real estate school's fault. You got to take a little bit of this right here on the shoulder and say, this was me, right? And it's okay. Right, we've all been there. I 2011-ish, my license was due in October, and I totally was like, I didn't get all my certificates done. I literally spent the weekend doing mine. You know what I mean? And that's my fault. That's OPLC does mail out the emails. They do email out the certificates. Now, if OPLC does not have your correct address, you're breaking the law.
Oh boy.
Because they do send you a certificate. They send you a postcard with it. They also have been sending out emails. So if OPLC does not have your correct email, like maybe you went from a personal one and now you're going to use a KW one, jump on the website and change your information. You can do that. Log into the portal, build the portal for yourself. If you're a new agent, make sure your email is correct. It's no different than your driver's license. Any license that you hold. I mean, I hold 2 broker's license, an explosive license, and a driver's license, and they're all my responsibility.
Yeah. So let me bring up onto the broadcast here. This is Sue Doyle says, Bobby also handles the NNE boards. Be kind, it will be fine. Just take your license and the rules, laws seriously. It's all your responsibility. So this 100%. Is for any of you who are new agents. This is coming from Jason, who clearly has a little bit of experience under his belt, and Sue, also very experienced. So if you are watching and you're not sure about this,
is a commissioner on the real estate board. So, I mean, it's one of those things that we are all trying to give you guys some help with this. Unfortunately, Shannon has been preaching this for a while. I will give kudos to Shannon. Every time she is on, she's put up many posts on the Facebook page about, if you're a new licensee after this date, please come to the class, please sign up. It has to be live or on Zoom. Shannon's done an amazing job. Right. So if the message here is that, not only do these quick starts and the morning news that come out, not only are they what's going on in the calendar, it's also like a great opportunity where you're going to hear like Shannon's email. So if you're not on the quick start in the morning to hear what's going on, and you're not scrolling through the Facebook page once a day ish, and I will say, if anyone tells me they don't have time, I'm going to give you the look. Because I see everybody on their phone and everybody's on Facebook.
Everybody's got time.
Right. I put a picture of me up with my weight loss, and 274 Keller Williams agents gave me a thumbs up. So you guys are on it, right? Let's not be honest, right? And I did look good in my suit jacket. It was a little too small, too big. It's it's too big now. But at the end of the day, guys, like, this is not a Keller Williams thing. This is not a realtor thing. This is actually this isn't a law. This is an RSA law. And honestly, if your license expired today or prior and you're under this situation, you can't practice real estate right now. You don't have a license. You don't have E&O insurance. You know what I mean? So, and that is something as the brokerage we're going to have to stick to, because going down on a situation that's like that is very, very cost effective as far as attorney fees. So if you are in that situation, please reach out to me. If you are in that situation, you're on a team, please reach out to your team lead. They will start taking over the deals for you. There are ways we can get this fixed, faster, sooner, better. But OPLC is going to be inundated with agents that didn't do this, because it's not just us. That's why that email went out, because OPLC is now getting a ton of calls from people saying, I didn't know I had to do this. And unfortunately, there's nothing OPLC can do, nor can we, because it's a law and it's in the classes you took. It's actually on the real estate exam.
Yep.
So if you pass the test, you know.
Yep. Yeah. So Sue is also mentioning that, they read the commission website monthly, tons of info there.
Yep.
And also we have here, this is Alexandria. She's saying that she just finished a class with Shannon. She instilled it into us. She's done a great job. So, if you're not sure about some of the resources, take it from the people who are involved. So check it out.
Well, that's all I got, Robert. If anybody wants to know about it, it's like I said, it's RSA 403.01, I do believe it is. We got the emails yesterday.
I can't believe you know that.
I know them all. RSA 331.477 disclosure. Yeah, I know the broke. Yeah, we deal with these things all day. So
I don't even know.
It's one of those things, guys.
Phone numbers.
Go and read it. If you did not get the email from OPLC and the Real Estate Commission yesterday, it's great, because it says, "What if I am this?" And they break down yes, no, or whether you have to do it. What if I'm that? It's a good email. I do believe Sue Doyle posted it, copied and pasted it, and put it on the Facebook page. Thank you, Sue, for that.
Yes,
that was great.
I did see that.
I know Jen was out, and I was up at Leadership Symposium yesterday. So to be able to get that on the Facebook page, I want to thank Sue Doyle personally, because that's, as the commissioner, she threw that up there out of the grace of her heart to do that, so that you guys can understand it. We're not coming at you negatively. We are just coming at you with the truth. Right. Yeah. This is just a level of the truth, and we just don't want to see anybody getting in trouble.
Absolutely.
And now OPLC is aware of it. Every broker is aware of it. So I will tell you that the first thing that agents do when you're doing deals is they go and pull your license to make sure it's active, to make sure you're active within the state. That's why there's the search engine on all the web, Maine, Mass, Vermont. They all have a search a license program. That's what it's for. If you come up inactive or lapsed, I'm going to be getting a call from the other agent. So if you are in that situation, please reach out. We will get you help to get you through this.
Okay. So today, just to finish up the schedule, we're just about to boogie on out of here. Just want to remind everybody that today is Talk with Team Leader at the Portsmouth office. If you are in the area, if you have any questions for Jeff D'Angelo, our fearless leader, if you want to stop in and say hello, it's kind of, Tim calls it the chew and do. I'm just going to say, stop in and bring your lunch, sit down. It's from 12 to 2. So, Jeff is going to be in the Portsmouth training room. And if you want to come in and just chat with him, ask him any kind of question at all. This is new, and I love that he's doing this. And I love that we're going to have that accessibility. My understanding, I don't know the full details, but my understanding is that this may be a monthly event, something that we're going to start be doing on a regular basis, which is fantastic. Not only, it's interesting because this almost implies that we don't have access to our leadership, and oh my gosh, all of a sudden we're going to have access. That's not the case. Jeff has always been available to us for any question. I never have any trouble getting in touch with Jeff. He is always incredibly prompt to reply and get back to me on any questions. And I know that he does the same with every single one of you. But this opportunity to just kind of hang out and just be there and just ask questions. And also, just as important as being there and asking questions yourself is being there to listen to other people ask questions and see what is on other people's minds. That is what I really think is the value of this, is being able to hear the community talk. And I love that. So that's going to be 12 to 2 today. I'm actually going to be in the office today. I know this is going to sound crazy and strange, but I'm going to get up off my little chair. I'm going to use my little feet. I'm going to go down the stairs. I'm going to tell the dogs to just sit tight for a little bit. And I'm going to come into the office. I'm going to be there about 1, maybe 1:30, somewhere around there. and I'm going to be there for the afternoon. So I'm not going to be in for appointments or anything like that because I actually have two meetings. The reason I'm going in there, but at the same time, I'm going to be in there, so I'm going to be able to say hi to a bunch of you. Hopefully, you're all still hanging out from meeting with Jeff and stuff like that. And then after all is said and done today, after we all walk out of the building at 6 o'clock tonight, night school. Yours truly over there, Mr. Jason Westcott, is going to be doing night school at kellertv.com.
Yep.
Yep. So if
Yep.
you have any questions, extend it. Think of this today as like get all your questions out in the open today. So not only are you going to be able to talk with Jeff, our team leader, but in night school, you may have a conversation in the afternoon that maybe Jason would be well suited to handle your questions in the evening. So we got a good day for you today. Tomorrow, just as a reminder, we've got the Back to Basics, again, an opportunity to talk with you and the brokers here. Specifically, Jason, are you doing it tomorrow or Jen?
I will be tomorrow. Jen actually, I think, is finishing up her assignment, which is the sale of her house.
Okay. So tomorrow, Back to Basics is going to be at 1 o'clock. And then, of course, tomorrow afternoon, we have the Command Drop-In Lowers? The Drop-In Lowers.
Lowers.
I don't know what a lower is. Any linguist, Steve Bargdill, if you know what a lower is, enlighten me. I'll be available from 2 to 3 tomorrow to ask any of your questions. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along. What am I going to do?
Yeah, we are wordsmithing this right now.
I'm wordsmithing. I'm a linguistics expert. I don't know.
Get this guy a cup of coffee.
I know. Actually, take the coffee away. I'm done. I need it done. So Jen also posted something here regarding Jeff. I'm going to bring this up on the screen as well. If you want to get on, I'm assuming, Jen, you're talking about Jeff's schedule. If you want to get on Jeff's schedule to chat, you can always call Jen LaPierre and LaPerriere. I'm sorry. God, I always screw that up. And she will figure out a time that works best for everybody involved. So Jen, reach out to her to get on Jeff's schedule. And I think we're done because I keep on messing things up. So I'm just going to stop talking now. Everybody get out of here. We'll see you later. I'll see you at the office.